Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Highly Illogical podcast. We are once again doing one of our Star Trek, the original series, watch-alongs. I'm joined by my very special Trekkies in arms, cousin Tito, Lord Donkey, and Zam. How are you feeling this
live
evening?
long and prosper. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. So do we still want to take a few minutes to talk about that Kirk show they've been spitballing?
Yeah, we're already running late. I would say let's just move on.
Okay. Well, basic premise is we're going to be watching season 1, episode 3 of the original series. We're going to be watching it together. We hope you watch it with us, and we will be talking with you and about the episode as we go along. So, hello, Ginger Greek. Hello, Powerline.
Powerline, it's been a while since
As
Powerline's been here.
He's from Denmark. He'll soon be an American.
Oh, I feel sorry for him.
Mm.
I love his image though. But that's the one dude from Goof Troop. Anyway.
Want to do a countdown?
You go right on ahead, Zam. I will follow your lead.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, flat screen TV. Back to the turtlenecks.
This is actually the first episode that was recorded or filmed.
Because of the zip on it. He's smiling.
Yes.
Like he doesn't know what irritating means.
Racist. Hey, Mr. Scott.
Finally. It's a washing machine.
I was thinking that.
Tapes. It's calling the whale probe.
Such dramatic music.
Like, what the hell was going on? Seriously. Good God, how yellow is Spock? Yeah, he's like...
Oh, probably good to know we're not...
You know, I better not say that.
Skip intro.
Just think of Christopher Lee movie from the Far East he played in.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Ooh.
Did you guys know there's lyrics to this?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
I've heard the lyric one.
Apparently, Roddenberry had them cut out so they didn't have to pay the royalty to the guy who wrote the lyric.
I'm glad that happened, to tell you the truth. I prefer no lyrics. It'll be like Enterprise, for Christ's sake. Where no man has gone before, the incel special.
Oh. Hmm.
They're not holding on to those things.
Oh, there's a woman on the bridge. You stand there and make me look smart.
Galaxy Edge.
Yeah. This is the Great Barrier.
Because those red and blue dots and everything.
Yeah, where is Aurora?
I don't know.
Sulu!
Sulu's a science officer.
Ah, you're a woman. I don't want to know your name. Ooh.
It's like Mad Men in space.
Interpolate. Yeah, no Uhura, Ginge. It's a sports channel. Oh, no. Oh, it's intoxicated.
How high his eyebrows are.
Yeah.
They're at like Snoop Dogg level.
They kind of wanted it to match his ears. Like the angle. Maybe it's a Vulcan like fashion. They do their eyebrows same angle of their ears.
Engage time warp.
Let's do the time war again.
I don't remember this from when Discovery left the galaxy.
They did. They had like a barrier. I don't know if it looked the same.
What the hell? I can't get over him holding her hand. I just can't.
Yeah.
Really was a great shot from that era, Ginger.
Oh,
Move, Kirk. You can't drive. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. You're a captain, not a driver. Oh, they made it. All stations. Even Spock was trying to hold Kirk's hand. Hey, look, it's Gary 7. It's Gary Mitchell. I know. That was kind of creepy. Dude, Spock is Kirk's hype man in this.
hmm.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, those shots, by the way, they're not of that era. These are remastered and all that shit.
Oh yeah, they remastered these episodes 2010s, maybe like 2000s. So yeah, those spaceship shots they redid. Wait,
Does that end up being?
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Carol Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey,
So the eyes are tinfoil sandwiched between two contact lenses.
Is that what they did back then?
That's what this says.
good lord,
It sounds dangerous.
painful.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, there was an echo on his voice. That means he's godlike.
Hmm.
That means I'm godlike right now. Okay, that looks like legal documents. You said tin foil between the contacts?
Tinfoil sandwiched between two lenses.
Between
He
two
could
lenses.
only see by looking down
So that's why he's
while
like this a lot
pointing
of
his
the time.
head up. What?
When he talks a lot, his head is up like this.
What?
I just noticed when he was laying there, he's like this, talking.
Oh boy,
I'm watching you,
Creepy.
Kirk.
I'm watching you. I've always loved those thingies.
Oh yeah, and who's this doctor?
No, I don't know, but he looks like he's gonna die soon. Look how old he is. He's gotta die soon.
I've got nothing against you, darling, except myself. So I guess he's the key master, and she's
The gatekeeper.
the gatekeeper. Tinfoil.
Got these tinfoil eyes, baby.
God, those contacts look like they hurt.
Now's your chance. Drug him. Save the rest of the episode. Would have been a funny place to stop the episode. Gets godlike powers, accidentally kills himself.
Right?
Oopsie.
The extreme hubris.
Right? The hubris. Another incel episode. Nice.
Look at all those Game Boy cartridges.
Yeah.
Wonder what a starter Pokemon is.
Oh, his nostrils are off.
Kirk and Spock can see him right now. Can't they see that
What
he's
did
being a
Kirk
fucking
say to
creep?
Charlie X about touching women?
This guy's got his hands on everyone.
It isn't harassment if harassment to be there. Dude, your eyes bother me. What's clicking?
That's me.
Oh. I agree, Ginger. Looks like a lot.
Wow.
Wait, Sulu hasn't said a word yet.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he almost killed himself. It's AI.
Nope, you're fired, love.
Not in this show.
I know. Letting your emotions get the best of you.
In a room full of guys, the woman gets
Not just
emotional.
that, but the way he was acting, Gary was acting towards her. Oh,
I'm surprised they used the money, reference. Sam's falling asleep.
no, I'm fine.
Oh, maybe you have tinfoil in your eyes. Sorry.
No, just saying with that.
And we
with
never saw that conference room again.
That female science officer, she's acting all like emotional regarding Gary, but Gary was just acting creepy as fuck to her. She's still defending him.
Well, that's because, he's a guy and she must yearn to please him.
It's the writing that bothers me, even for back then.
Light days.
They're on impulse, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Kill Gary. As a kiss.
You green-blooded bastard.
Set room for SETI Alpha 6. It's just like Kirk's dumping ground for people. No, because he can eat crystals and minerals. Oh, that's right there.
Look at that engineering box. The force is strong with this one.
I see that. Spock Vader.
How good was his dick for her to say that? Must have been tinfoil good.
Everybody, empty your minds. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man show. shows up.
He's a Sith Lord.
What does God need with this starship?
What does God need?
Oh, ooh, oh, get him! Get him! Ah.
They're going to dump him on the planet.
He's still standing up.
All he needs to do is the like Charlie X thing with his eyes.
Nice painting. Yeah. Can he fix his own eyes so they're less creepy?
Is he sticking his fingers in his mouth?
Yeah.
He's like,
Hmm.
I love matte paintings, man.
Me too, bro.
There's something about them.
and the power of a god. Itty bitty live in space. Looks like he's posing. They have a dispensary there? Why doesn't he want to stay?
Ooh.
He's probably like, thank God. Take the contacts out. That not soon enough.
Good as new.
And then he became chief engineer.
He's not even gonna like secure it down.
The old phaser rifle.
Blasted human women and their emotions. Spock is bloodthirsty.
I thought there was a xenomorph behind him. The tail of a xenomorph. No main character for you.
Yeah, he's not evil as he just killed a person.
My powers have doubled since the last time we saw each other, Kirk.
Force field.
Aha. She's in on it as well.
No, she's got the tinfoil contacts.
In the Riddick universe, they call that a shine job.
Eat this.
It's from the dispensary. I'm the hero. No one can help me. Did he say erection?
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Took him off his feet.
So he did say what I thought he said.
He said direction, but it sounded so much like
Oh.
erection.
Yeah, it sounded like erection a lot.
I thought he meant a structure.
That looks like a whisk with fucking chocolate coins in the cylinder.
Well, maybe he's going to pepper him with chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Lucky guy.
My love parlor.
I can't see anything, but it's beautiful.
Take me to bed. I mean, if they do it there, she's gonna get a lot of like whatever that is on the ground on her ass. I shall make horrors.
Always the captain on a dangerous away mission alone.
You can sense him and everything. You're fucking giving it away now. My favorite.
Shall I give you despair?
I shall make calls. Yeah. It makes sense why she was on this side earlier. What the hell? You want to leave him on this fucking planet? Then leave him on this fucking planet.
Yeah, so is Harley Quinn.
And Hugo Strange. And Jonathan Crane.
Mm-hmm. Listen, Mr. J.
And the serial killer from Nightbreed. Oh, the role. Oh, yes, Bob Flanders. Our frailties indeed.
Here comes the headstone with the original middle initial.
Oh, is that this episode?
Mm-hmm.
James R. Kirk. He's a pirate. Arr.
The force powers are insane.
Ah. A demon. Yes, Bob Flanders. We had talked about the tinfoil a lot earlier.
Oh yeah, Ginger, Oscar-worthy for performances.
Double axe handle.
Classic.
Ah, chop. Chop.
Oh, that's a fucking left hand and a right hand. And a stuntman too to go with it.
Oh yeah, you can tell the stuntman. No, not the crypt. Godlike
I can't
powers,
stop him.
and he loses to a rock.
You can make fucking matter out of nothing, and he loses to a rock.
Hey, baby.
That makes him scissors.
That's not Kirk. We need a Kirk, my
I
old
need
friend.
some scissors.
Seriously?
Rip.
So, question. Why did Gary Mitchell help Kirk go to Spock in the reunification film? They obviously did not part on good terms.
It's a good question.
I told you, Captain. We should have killed them.
You did what?
All right.
All right.
Ooh.
All right.
So that has been our episode. Wanted to give some overall thought. Why don't we just start with you, Tito?
Why are we still
Okay.
echoing?
Because he still has sharing a screen.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, so
I'm just
I'll
closing
get
out
rid of it.
Discord.
There we go.
Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Oh, I probably should stop this. All right. So you were asking me what I thought first, correct?
Yes, sir.
I can see why they didn't want this to be the first episode. I was thoroughly not impressed by certain aspects of this episode. But I still think it was. I think it was better than Charlie X, though. I think. I don't know.
Definitely.
But I didn't mind Charlie X that much either. So I kind of felt like there was some give and take. The uniforms, obviously. So what the story behind this, if I remember correctly, is that this episode was actually filmed first. This was going to be the first episode of Star Trek.
This
And
was the
then-
second pilot.
The second pilot, and they decided that it wasn't going to be, and so they went with episode 1, which I don't remember what it was called, but
That was the Bones episode.
yeah, Man Trap, which did honestly feel like a third episode. Like, so if you would have kind of swapped, it would have felt about right. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see how this was not very impressive as a first episode for something. I did feel like there was definitely more character in the Bones episode. I mean, Sulu got more lines in that episode, or was that
Yeah, Sulu did. Yeah,
that was that episode, right?
yeah.
Sulu got more lines. Obviously, Bones got more
Uhura.
lines. Uhura got tons of lines. No, wait, she got tons of lines in Charlie X, but still. So I'm kind of glad they went with that as the first episode, but it's just jarring because it's like we literally go from like, having a lot of the standard things that we know today to, back to when on this third episode where it's like, okay, now we're back to like the old turtleneck uniforms from the first pilot, and Sulu's there, Scotty's there, but they're not really established.
Oh yeah,
And
the hand plant. I remember that.
the hand plant. What is that?
That was in the in the Bones episode, Man Trap. That was in that belonged to Sulu.
Yes, the hand plant. Yes, I do remember. Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, so I'm kind of mixed on this one. So I mean, the more I talk about it, the less fond of it I am. But yeah. I'll Donkey. I think you're next. Go ahead.
It makes sense this wasn't aired first. I think this was better than Charlie X. It was a choice to put them back to back then, right? The last one was Charlie X, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2 godlike entity episodes back to back, that wasn't a good choice.
Yeah. That's another good point that I wanted to say and I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This one didn't throw me like Charlie X did. That one had a lot of elements that left you scratching your head. This one felt like normal Star Trek episode. As far as it being the second pilot, I think that's interesting to note on that it was the second pilot. This is what NBC accepted, or yeah, NBC, right?
Yeah, that's the episode that put it into production.
Mhm.
So yeah, but then they didn't even air it first anyway.
Which I guess, as you mentioned, that makes sense. But again, that they put those two back to back. But for it being the second pilot, I feel like it's a much stronger episode than the original pilot. So it makes sense to me that the first one didn't get picked up and this one did. So be interesting to see your guys' thoughts on that.
Okay. Zam.
This is actually a very iconic episode, and I don't no pun intended regarding the iconic. But regardless, since we started doing this, I'm not necessarily appreciating this trip down memory lane. I'm still waiting for that episode to go. Yeah, that's the Star Trek I remember, and not even this.
Next
not even
week's
this one.
episode, I bet will be it.
I hope, hopefully,
What's
because
next week?
The Naked Time.
okay, is that the Guardians of the Galaxy of Forever? That one? No,
No.
okay.
No, that's the one where
Okay.
Sulu's running around with his shirt off and the sword.
Okay.
Ooh,
Regardless,
I might remember that.
like we're gonna get a lot of these episodes where somebody has these superpowers and shit like that. I mean, the TOS era of Star Trek was fucking full of these episodes, and we're already like 4 episodes in, and we've had a couple of episodes like this already. You can even say arguably with the pilot. I mean, not the pilot, but the Bones episode. I mean, that person had superpowers to a degree with the soul and shit like that. And then obviously Charlie X, he had superpowers too. This dude's got superpowers. Like fucking everyone's got superpowers. Like fuck me, like
they run into a lot of cosmic beings. They run into a lot of cosmic beings in these episodes. Like, I mean,
even the guy with the throbbing heads, they had superpowers. Like everyone's got fucking superpowers. Yeah.
So I mean, it's actually kind of weird because, like, that's why they always joke about revisiting like these alien races and from the original series. Like, if in TNG era they revisited some of these races or whatever that have like superpowers and all these other things, it's like it just doesn't, like, for the 60s it made sense, but for like newer Trek, like even the 90s Trek, it just didn't. It wouldn't have worked.
That's why they stuck with Q, being
Mhm.
that supreme being and all of that. But everyone seems to have like Q like powers in the fucking TOS era. Anyway,
I mean, there's Greek god episodes. There's,
yeah.
So as I said, like them finding some kind of god is commonplace in the original series.
Yeah. So but once again, I'm hoping we can finally get the episode where I fist pump go, yeah, that's the fucking shit right there. Unfortunately, it wasn't this one for me.
Yeah, this episode's never held. I've never held much love for this episode either. Just it's hard to put a finger on what it is about it that I dislike, but just it doesn't feel right yet.
It's not done yet.
No, it's
Still
still
cooking.
proofing. If it's a bread, it's still proofing.
Yeah.
I mean, this show is 60 years old. Its age is seriously showing. And not just in the sets and the costumes, but in the mannerisms of the characters and stuff like that. Like I said, it reminded me of Mad Men in Space, with all the sort of like a little bit of misogyny here and there and stuff like that. Like it's really showing its age a lot.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of the. I mean, I give it a lot of leeway for that. I mean, like, again, I don't condone it, but at the same time, it is for its time what it is.
Yeah.
Mage, what? I mean, were you done? Sorry.
No, but to further your point, I mean, this one has fewer problematic elements than, say, Charlie X. But I imagine that we'll come across just product of its time moments throughout the entirety of the run.
See, I feel like Charlie X, as I said, I felt last week what I said about Charlie X was that it was kind of it kind of had a message, whereas this episode does not really have I don't feel it has as much of a message. Maybe the whole absolute power corrupts absolute, but this episode to me did not feel like it had a message. That's why I kind of gave a lot of credence to Charlie X, whereas it felt like it was sending a message to young men saying, look, you shouldn't treat people like this. You know what I mean? You know, so again, with this one, it's like, yeah, it's like a action sci-fi fantasy with, godlike tinfoil eyes, but that's I think what for me for Charlie X works a lot better because it was doing that whole message thing, whereas in this one it's just like, yay, Kirk beat the bad guy and established his middle initial. That'll be wrong anyway.
Yeah, James. Oh my god,
James Riberius.
Riberius. Gary just forgot,
James Rhubarb Kirk.
He misspoke. It's like me on a stream. He misspoke.
Yes, that's right.
Or you could even, people really want to dig deep into go, yeah, he was insulting him, by putting the R there.
Right, good.
Arr.
Arr. He's a pirate. You're a pirate, Kirk.
But I don't have anything further to add. Do you gentlemen have anything else that you want to talk about this episode?
No,
I'm just left a bit flat because, like I said, this is, like when it comes to Star Trek episodes, this is one of the ones that people remember, the eyes and stuff like that, and I just wish it was as good as people remember it to be, and it wasn't, and
that's why I always say TOS is not this big like a lot of people look at it through rose tinted glasses. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry.
I agree. I 100% agree. But I guess when I was growing up watching it, there wasn't that much of a time gap between the time I was watching it as a kid to when it was aired, and now like this is fucking 60 years later. Like, fuck me, like. You feel it now. Yeah, you definitely do.
I feel it in my joints.
Okay, there's stuff in the 80s. There's stuff in the 80s that I watch now, and even 90s. When you watch stuff, people make when they comment on the show Friends, they say how terrible the jokes are and shit like that, and and how certain things are just not politically correct anymore, like it once was or once wasn't. Sorry, so. Yeah, it all comes in, and even the acting. My God, sometimes they ham it up so fucking much. I mean, these guys are good actors. We've seen them in the movies. Like it's the movies and the series. They're night and day when it comes to their performances.
But again, I mean, back in the '60s, TV was in its infancy, so these people were mostly drawing from stage acting. Is what is what they were doing. So
yeah,
stage acting and
overact, so you can be seen from the cheap seat. And
camp.
Yeah.
So I mean, so that a lot of that was in the 60s and 70s and in the acting. But I mean, now nowadays they don't have to do that because stage acting is not like that. That's where some people come from, but that's not where everybody comes from. So they don't get that like stage acting background. A lot of actors get it after they become famous actors. They're like, oh, I'm going to do a stint on Broadway to like learn how to act better or something. I don't know, but still that whole overacting thing that's definitely a product of the infancy of television. That's all over the place.
I will say this: I thought the fight scene between Gary and Kirk was pretty cool. I mean, they were throwing fucking haymakers, man, and they had like some real good right hands and left hands. Even though it was their stuntman doing it, I thought the choreography of it was pretty cool.
So the one question I wanted to pose is why, and I mentioned it a little bit while we were watching, but I don't know if you guys could hear me very well. Why was Gary Mitchell the one who brought Kirk and Spock together in the reunification short? Like, you know, why? I don't. Do you
I
know?
don't know if I've seen that.
You probably have. It's the one where Kirk goes and meets Spock in the Kelvin
I think
timeline. I don't want to spoil everything for you, but
I really can't stretch my brain out that much on it. You know, it's just
it's just an odd choice. Like like they did not part on good terms apparently because he crushed him with a rock. But it's not like it would kill him because he's a god.
Well,
Gary gets out. Oh, that Kirk throwing a rock on me.
They were friends, regardless. You know, and the Gary that was under the influence wasn't necessarily Kirk's friend. Yeah, so
it's just an odd. Like it just. A lot of people say, "Oh, that all makes sense." You know how that does that. And I'm like, I'm actually more lost than I was when I first watched Reunification. We'll have to. It's only like a 7-minute thing, Donkey. We'll have to show you sometime.
I'll look it up maybe.
Yeah, we did a reaction to it here on the channel a while back, but it's really good.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Bob.
I think he might be talking about.
Yeah, when Gary came back, the fanfic.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about now.
Gary.
No, but I wonder if he's
Star Trek continues.
Yeah, I think he might be talking about a different fanfic. Like, yes, you're right. In Reunification, he did come back for that, but I think there's also probably just like Charlie X came back in one of the other things too. We were talking about last week.
By the way, this episode was more Star Wars than fucking Star Trek as well. Like we were mentioning the Force. Yeah, I know. So, but you can.
Star Wars is more like this episode.
Yeah,
they got the Emperor's lightning.
They got the lightning. They got the telekinesis. You know, I think there may be some telepathy in play as well, here and there. And you know, like it was very Star Wars like in that particular sense.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, of gods and men.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about last week about Charlie X coming back. That the God and Men fan film. So don't worry, I got it on the list. When we start, we've kind of taken a break from fan film reactions for a while. I mean, you know, we'll probably try to get back into it.
Oh, that one. I know what he's on about as well.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think unless you guys have anything else to add, Mage, take us out.
Okay. Well, you've been watching NerdTube. We hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen. You should definitely subscribe, like this video, share it to your friends, tell them about the channel. Join us tomorrow for the DEI show. That's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. What's that in the UK time, Zam?
9 p.m. UK.
9 p.m. UK? Excellent. So we hope to see you there, where we'll be discussing a lot of the big entertainment news from this past week, with maybe a side of politics.
And also probably talking about the late, great Gene Hackman, which has been a developing story as of today.
Yeah, well, rest in peace, man.
I know I almost don't want to know how he went because it's probably going to be sad. Like,
no,
you know,
but yeah, 95 and like to die that way when you should be dying more naturally. Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah. Also, Mage, don't forget to mention this week the series season
finale of Dragon Ball Daima. Me and Cheeto will be reviewing that either Friday night or Saturday morning, so be on the lookout for that as well. So, that being said, thank you for joining us. You've been watching
DEI, bro. Yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion, but not those initials the way we done it.
Yep, you've been watching NerdTube, the best social media channel that you maybe kind of sort of heard of.